Hello everybody, my name is Ostentatious24 and welcome back to Shuffle.
Oh, we're not done. Okay. Huh. Ah!
Sushi, can we talk for a bit?
Break time in the crowded classroom was alive more than ever when Miss Benny made an unexpected appearance. Miss Benny, what is it?
Have you heard anything about Noreen?
What about Noreen?
I got a phone call from a certain overprotective parent. It seems she's gonna take some time off school.
Huh?
I see. Sushi, you're only hearing about this now.
Wait, is she sick or something? Had a bad feeling something was wrong and stood up without thinking.
I have no idea. I tried to find out what was going on, but had no luck. All they would tell me is she was taking time off. So if you have time, you check in on her and find out what's going on. Be fine if it was just a cold or something, but this time seems different.
Okay, I got it. I'll go see what I can find out today.
I'm counting on you.
That Miss Benny left the room. I knew she wasn't here this morning. I wonder what's going on. Noreen. Oh, wait. No, is she? Wait. I don't know how Japanese schools work. Do they graduate to the next grade after summer break? Is she still my teacher, or is it just because I'm in a different class? I then recalled what she'd said when we parted ways yesterday. Oh, maybe because, yeah, she's our homeroom, but we're probably in a different class now or something. Yeah, okay. Then recall what she said when we parted ways yesterday. All of a sudden, I started to feel a sea of anxiety wash over me. I wanted to meet Noreen. I wanted to hear her voice. I wanted to rid myself of the anxiety. Well, that day, I was only able to absorb but a fraction of the afternoon lessons. What is going on? I stood stupefied in front of the regal gates. I used the intercom and heard the voice of the old Devil King come through. He made it clear that I wouldn't be seeing Noreen, not even for a couple minutes. No reason was given as why that was. He simply told me in a sorrowful voice that Noreen couldn't see anyone at the time. What on earth was going on? Did something happen to Noreen? Was Noreen okay? What was going on? I asked myself this over and over since there was technically nothing else I could do. Climb the face! Fence, damn it! Walking under white clouds. Walking on top of white snow. Walking through white fog. I immediately realized this was that usual dream. I'm walking on sunshine. No, okay. The memories of that time were buried within me. Unfamiliar and yet, without a doubt, still very much my own memories. That day, that fated day, the feelings she most certainly encountered, those memories. Now I'm about to go to that park and meet that boy. I continued to walk. Then, as if she had become too eager for this encounter, she began to run fast. I remember the first day I slipped out of the isolated world I had been locked away in, and that was probably the last day. Wait, this isn't me. Wait. I surrendered myself to the overflowing torrent of memories. I wasn't going to resist, I just let it wash over me. What? Because these were my memories, my true memories, memories I cherished more than anything. Mine, my memories. It was somewhat of an adventure. I was in an unfamiliar place, surrounded by unfamiliar people. I was a bit scared, but intensely moved with deep emotion, with overwhelming curiosity. I just continued to run. Wait, are we from Noreen's perspective now? I'm very confused.
With overwhelming curiosity, I just continued to run. This world was much more vast compared to the one I was familiar with. Felt like I could go anywhere at all, if I just put my mind to it. Everything felt fun, everything felt new. Then at that park I met a boy.
Aw, cute. Little Noreen.
The playground equipment swayed, making rusted creaking noises. Back and forth the swing swayed with me on it.
Damn it, I haven't been doing it in her voice. Damn it! Oh, I failed! I failed at my voicing! No!
It was a very small park, but even it felt far more vast than the world I had known. On the swing next to me was a boy who seemed to be around my age. He swayed back and forth in much bigger arcs than mine. So much that it made me feel scared for him. To tell you the truth, I felt lonely being by myself. It was lonely to be in this vast world by myself. I didn't know my way around, that's why I had to wait here alone until someone came to get me. It was a very lonely feeling. That's why I wanted to play with the boy. Over and over again, I glanced over at the boy and drew back. After I drew back, I glanced at him again. Maybe I should start talking to him. But what if he runs away from me? While I was still contemplating, the boy made the first move and spoke to me. That made me feel very happy. Made me feel happier than I realized, so much that it almost made me cry. He was the first friend I made outside of the
これ
laboratory.
ブランコって言うんだ。
So this is called a
面
swing.
白い乗り物だね。
It's fun. I smiled at him and the boy smiled
ね
back.
えねえ、どうやったらそんなに大きく揺らせるの？
Hey, how do you make it swing so high like that? When I asked, he readily showed me the
やっ
trick.
ぱり私じゃちっちゃくしか揺れないね。
But I still can't go very high. After I said this with a little disappointment, he let me sit on his swing. We swung so very high. The view I saw from it was higher than anything I've seen before. The view I saw with the boy was more beautiful than any place I knew. The two of us playing in that park, my memory of it. It was so much fun. I had so much fun that it made me forget about everything else. The tiny park felt so vast, as if spread out for eternity. When I smiled, the boy smiled back. When the boy smiled, I smiled because it made me happy. Seeing such a thing made me smile just by being there. Yes, this was my memory. It was part of my memories from 8 years ago.
私？
My voice suddenly echoed. I responded with a smile to my own question. Of course I had. All of a sudden, the sky was very red. I had a feeling that this fun time was coming to an end. The boy was so nice, he made my heart beat fast just by being with him. I wasn't sure what was happening, but my heart was filled with emotions I'd never felt before. Which is why I felt very sad that it was coming to an end. Before I realized it, there were many people outside of the park. The King of Devils was in the middle, surrounded by many adults. It was likely that they were going to be furious with me, but that didn't matter to me anymore, because I was able to meet this boy. I had so much fun with him. I was able to be a normal girl. This was probably the first and last time I could do that. This was likely my last visit to this world. So I asked for his name at the end. The boy answered, Rin Tsushimi. Rin. It was probably the last name I was going to remember. It was a name I probably wanted to remember the most. Therefore, it was no longer necessary to remember new names anymore. Eventually, I was going to disappear. I knew it was going to happen very soon. I saw that I was fading away, little by little. It was probably the last gift I would receive before I disappeared. It was time to part ways, and the boy then asked for my name. The boy asked for my name. That made me feel very, very happy. Made me happy, so it made me happy, but even though it made me happy, that's why, but even so, I was on the verge of crying. I tried my best and swallowed it all up. I told him a name that I'd had once.
Licorice?
Noreen. It was so very, very sad that it made me on the verge of tears. It's not right. If I were able to say something, I would have screamed that out. That's not me. That wasn't my name. That wasn't my name I was supposed to say just then. That's why I made the decision. That's why I gave it up. Since I was me, I was to become me.
いいの？
Are you sure? I questioned myself.
本当にいいの？
Are you really sure? She questioned me again. But my feelings never changed. From that day and that time, I've been living for this moment. I've been living for this feeling because I'm Licorice. Then the dream came to an end. The fun was already over. There's no need to see any more. Quietly and slowly I went back to me. I was turning back into me. That's right. If I opened my eyes, it was probably morning.
Licorice? Licorice? I mean, it's probably a play on licorice, but... Noreen hadn't shown herself in 4 days. That was really trying on my throat. I made daily trips to the mansion, and not once were we able to meet. I was given no explanation or reason. All I could do was lay on my bed, endlessly pondering. To be honest, I didn't think she was physically ill. If that was the case, I thought I deserved at least to be given a reason. What could possibly have happened to Noreen, though? I couldn't have been expected to just let it all go. Noreen had waited for me in front of this house. Why did she wait for me? What'd she really want to tell me? I remembered the things Noreen said then, and then I remembered seeing her in my memories. The first time I met Noreen was 8 years ago. I remember how the scene looked back then. I desperately searched my mind as I tried to recall more of those memories. My hand reached out to the girl in the little park on that faded evening. There was no doubt a lone girl was there. Her hair was long and blue, her tone was polite, yet cheerful. Pointed ears indicated she was a demon. Then I noticed her purple eyes. Was that it? I tried hard to go over my memories. Was that really what had been? I was still worried that those old memories were fading. Strangely enough, the more I doubted myself, the more my memories would come back clearer. There was no mistaking it. Her eyes were definitely a light purple. She wasn't Noreen. That night I had wanted to ask Noreen something. It had been about something I had forgotten. I couldn't say I'd forgotten any longer. That girl hadn't been Noreen. Then came the next question. Who exactly was she then? Who was that girl I'd met in the park back then? If it wasn't Noreen, wouldn't that mean that Noreen's memories of me were all lies? What memories did Noreen have of that time 8 years ago? Could it be? Was it all just a giant misunderstanding? Ooh. The girl with purple eyes. The girl with red eyes. The girl who yearned for me. The girl I yearned for. The girl I met 8 years ago. And the girl I met 3 months ago. If that's the truth, then I had an epiphany. Noreen's feelings. Noreen's thoughts. Noreen's resolve. What Noreen was doing right now. You idiot. That was all I had to say to the girl who wasn't even with me at the moment. He's gonna storm the mansion, isn't he? Climb it! Saturday. As I laid in my bed, I stared vacantly up at the ceiling. In the end, Noreen hadn't shown up to school once that whole week. The old Devil King wouldn't tell me anything, and he still wouldn't let me see Noreen. On that day, I was sure Noreen and I had an understanding. I thought we had, anyway. We both loved each other in this room. And parted ways in this room. At least, so I thought had happened. Now when I closed my eyes, I remembered. A smile on her face as she left that lonely expression. And the last thing she had said to me...
Time for me to go.
8 years ago and 3 months ago, huh? Thinking about it now, the strange feelings I had about Noreen might have been totally natural. What was Noreen thinking right now? What was she planning to do? I had an idea. That's why I wanted to be by her side. I wanted to be with her. However, Noreen wasn't here next to me, and I wasn't able to go be next to her. Wondered why I hadn't noticed it earlier. Why couldn't I remember? If I'd only realized earlier, I could have told her. I should have been able to tell her. Noreen. I heard the phone ringing downstairs. Right away, the handheld phone was buzzing on the table. I saw on the screen that it was for me. Without any expectation of good news, I reached out to pick up the phone.